Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about another topic in the our chapter. What you call resources. So, in that resources, we are going to discuss about the management of natural resources. Is there or not in this chapter? We are going to discuss about forest resources. What we are discussing? Forest resources. So, forests are the inevitable, invaluable. So, there is so many valuables. So we can't count it that much wealth of our country. So invaluable wealth of our country, wealth of a country, and a renewable natural resource. Renewable, it will be formed again, but it will take time. Resources. Okay, the world's land surface is covered by forests, which constitute 90% of the global biomass. So world land surface constitute 90% of the global biomass. The forest. So forest which constitute, okay, 90% of the global biomass. The forest ecosystem is dominated by trees and is a great resource. So forest ecosystem dominated by what? What is there in the forest? Trees. The forest main resources what? The resources of the forest is the mainly provides which one? Timber, wood, foders, fibers, fruits, nuts, medicines, okay, raw materials, like this. So many materials we are getting from the forest. So that's why forests are also called green gold. What is another name of the forest? Green gold. Forest and their uses. So forest are the asset of nation. Larger the forest cover our country, better would be its economy and climatic conditions. Very large forest, good economy, good conditions. Our country was known as a forest for its forest, but the forest cover is now shrinking. Our country has a lot of forests, but now the forests are shrinking because of unauthorized deforestation. Unauthorized deforestation. 691 million hectare land is forest. Okay, today our forest covers how much? 691 million hectares. It is equal to 1 by 5th of our geographical area of the country. So, what is the importance of the forests? They provide living places, shelter, protection, and food to our wild animals. Okay, they are natural habitats. So, they provide the timber, furniture making point of view, and they provide the paper, raw material for paper, and they provide the honey, medicines, dyes. Okay, forest provides the balance of vertical balance, the carbon dioxide and oxygen balance in the atmosphere, and regulates the temperature, prevents the soil erosion, like that. So many benefits. Okay, but what is going on? Unfortunately, deforestation is going on. Because of these benefits, what the people are doing, need is converting into greed. So deforestation is destruction. What is the meaning of deforestation? Destruction, reduction, or removal of forest cover. For what they are destroying the forest? For timber. One of the reason. For overgrazing. So cattle overgrazing also one of the problem for deforestation. Shifting cultivation, construction of dams. Okay, forest fires, which can be natural, what you called, or man-made. Natural or man-made. Destruction, reduction or removal of forest cover. For timber, what is the deforestation? Destruction and reduction or removal of forest cover. Especially for timber, overgrazing. What are the reason for the deforestation? For timber, they are cutting the trees. Overgrazing, animals are eating. Shifting cultivation, construction of dams. You believe or not, one dam constructions of thousands of acres of land, forest will be destroyed. Means deforestation. Forest fires, stakeholders. These all are forest fires. These all are main reason for the deforestation. Next, come to the stakeholders of the forest. Stakeholders are the persons, very very important, are the company that has invested in business and owns a part of it. Invested in business and owns a part of it. Stakeholders, persons or company, invested in business or owns a part of it. So what they will do, once again, someone who has an interest in the success of system of organization. success of a system or organization. This is very important. The four stakeholders are there. Forests are the four stakeholders means persons or company invested in business point of view and owns a part of it, or success of a system or organization. So there are four types of what you called the stakeholders are there. Number one, people who live in the or around the forest. These people depend on the forest for forest produce to meet their various needs like timber, firewood, okay, what you called bamboos, fish, fruits, nuts, medicines, food, etc. They had been using forest produce judiciously for centuries in sustainable manner till the Britishers took over the command and exploited the forest ruthlessly for their own purpose. So our people are very good stockholders. But British people, what they done? Your need is converting into greed, no? So the British people damaged like our forest. This one is people who live in around the forest. Number one. Number two, they use it very properly only. A judicial manner only they use it the forest sources. Next, the second one is the forest department. The forest department after independence, forest department of the government took over the management of the forest. They ignored the needs and experience of the local people and mercilessly cleared the vegetation of huge forest area to convert into monoculture of eucalyptus, teak or pine. So what forest department what they done converted the forest land into to make the which one commercial point of view eucalyptus, teak or pine trees they developed. So this is one of the for the forest department also one of the stakeholder. Next, the industrialist. The industrial consider the forest the business item and are not interested in its sustainability. So no one is interested. Industrial people only for benefit, commercial point of view. They won't think about the benefit of the nature and everything. Just a commercial point of view. They obtain take okay resins, bamboos, lac and other forest produce for their industries. The business people have a greater reach than local people. So after exploiting one forest, they move to another. So what the business people will do, industrial people will do, after getting the benefit from that particular area forest, again they will stop that. Again they will go to another one. Okay. So like this, how many types of stakeholders? Number one, people who live in or around the forest, and forest department, the industrialist, and the wildlife and natural enthusiasts. These are a group of people who are sincerely interested in conservation of wildlife, resources, and biodiversity of nature. Out of the four above mentioned categories, the stakeholders for forest, the local people living in the around forests are most important for their cooperation management of forest and protected area. So can be achieved successfully. Who are these two? The people who live in the around the forest. Okay. And another important one, managements of the forest are very important for the protection point of view. Okay. Next, conservation of forest. How to conserve the forest? First, afforestation. We have to take the help of the villagers and we have to develop that forest. Conservation of reserve forests. So national parks, sanctuaries, okay, and what you called groves, mangroves, and biosphere reserves. Such forests are not allowed to be disturbed. So like that, conservation of forest we have to be. Then social forestry, man involvement compulsory by the support of the local people, government people, local people. There are groups of people involved in the development of forest. National Commission of Agriculture, they have to develop the social forestry. Agroforestry means it's a kind of afforestation where the multi-purpose trees, shrubs, horticulture plants and forage plants are grown in the field of along with the crops. So agroforestry, very simple, in the name itself answer is there. Agroforestry means in the agriculture fields we are developing the trees and forest, that is called agroforestry. Next, urban forestry. So plantation of multi-purpose trees, shrubs, okay, these all are forests help in the air pollution reducing. So urban forestry also helpful for the controlling of pollution, okay, and also useful for fuel, okay, like this. So people's participation. Some people are sacrificed life for the conservation of forest. Who are those? Rajasthan, in the Rajasthan area, 1731. One great dynamic lady called Amrita Devi Bishoni sacrificed her life along with 363 other for the protection of Kejri trees in the Kejrali village near Jodhpur in Rajasthan. Kejri trees protection, and the people, the king people, the soldiers of the king killed her. She sacrificed her life for protection of which one? Kejri trees. Such a great legend, and that's why the Rajasthan government announced one award also, Amrita Devi Bishoni Natural Award. It's a very prestigious award of that particular Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh states. Next, come to Chipko movement. What is Chipko movement? This is called hug the tree movement. Chipko movement is hug the tree movement. So what happened for the industrialists H1 in the Himalayas region? They try to cut the trees, but at the time the great leader, who is a leader, Sri Sundarlal Bahuguna of Siliara in Tehri region, and this is Chandi Prasad Bhatt, Gopeshwar. Sri Chandri Prasad Bhatt, Gopeshwar, and Sri Sundarlal Bahuguna. These two are very developed the revolution against the cutting of the trees, and they are a very natural, very great figure. That's a great personality. Next, in the West Bengal, 1972, one of the great forest officer, his name is A.K. Banerjee. So he saved the 1.2272 hectares. Okay, and now that what is the forest value? 12.5 crores is saved by the help of the people. And such a great A.K. Banerjee is a West Bengal forest officer. Okay, he protected the sal forest. So these are who are those three? Number 1, Amrita Devi Bishoni. Number 2, okay, Sri Sundarlal Bahuguna. Number 3, A.K. Banerjee. So who are those? A.K. Banerjee and Sri Sundarlal Bahuguna, A.K. Banerjee and Amrita Devi Bishoni. These three members all togetherly developed the trees and protected the forest. So all the members are very well developed and sacrificed their life for the protection of the forest. So this is a very important. So forest resources. Number 1, what is the forest resources? Invaluable wealth of the country, renewable natural resources. It's a world's land surface constitutes 90% of the global biomass. There's so much benefits are there by the help of the forest: timber, wood, fodders, fibers, fruits, nuts, medicines, raw materials. These all are we are getting from the forest. Mainly the green gold. What is called? The green gold. Forest also called a green gold. Very, very important. So many people are developed and considered the forest. Who are those people? Number 1, Amrita Devi Bishoni. Number 2, A.K. Banerjee. Number 3, Sundarlal Bahuguna and Chandi Prasad Bhatt. They also participated in the conservation of the forest. Next one, come to another important concept. What is that? 75,000 species of 75,000 species. What is this one? Wildlife conservation. This is also very, very important. You believe or not, animals or plants, these all are considered as the habitat. Life in any form, plant or animal which exists in the natural habitat, any form of the life, plant or animal, whatever it may be, considered as the habitat, natural habitat. The plants and animals which are living in the natural habitat, in the sense that is called wildlife. So wildlife resources. You believe or not, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, we have 75,000 of species of animals and a large variety of plants. The wildlife is not only productive and giving economical benefits to the people, but also an important natural resources responsible for the maintaining ecological balance. So these wildlife are natural, renewable resources because they will involve in the reproduction, produce the new one. So importance of wildlife. What is the importance of wildlife? They are very useful for what? For the tourism point of view. Okay, they maintain the balance, natural balance. Okay. Then national, they are helpful for the balance, natural balance. Very so much importance are there, and they will maintain the literature, religion, sculpture, culture, like that. So many benefits are there because of the wildlife. Okay. Next one. What are the threats to wildlife? So wildlife, our plants and animals, deforestation, hunting, destruction of habitats. What is that? So threats. What are the threats? Number 1. So you know very well the threats: hunting. Good morning, children. So what I am discussing about wildlife resources. So how to protect the wildlife, because threats are more. How to protect the wildlife? What are the threats? Hunting, destruction of habitats. Okay, because of pollution, because of urbanization, because of industrialization, because of economic consideration, overgrazing. These all are threats to wildlife. So now what to do? Wildlife conservation means, the wildlife conservation, number 1, protection of natural habitats, maintenance of wildlife is protected areas. So biosphere reserves, these all are very, very important. Next, what is called sanctuaries. Okay, Indian Board of Wildlife is established in 1952. Okay, so like the special projects for endangered species, this all if you do, we can protect the wildlife. Wildlife is very important for all of us. Next, come to the water resources. Water is the most important renewable resources. So depletion in quantity of water, deterioration in quantity of water is going on because of this. So depletion of quantity of water and the quality of water is happening because of the pollution, right? So we should have to what you call protect our water bodies. Okay. So how to management reduction of wastage of water. So first we should not allow the waste to waste into the waters. For example, you know very well, domestic waste, okay, irrigational and industrial waste should not allow the into the water sources. So like that, if you do, we can save irrigation wastages, industrial wastages. Okay, so like that, efficient distribution system of water is very important for the protection of waters. Even afforestation also protect our water resources. Now come to dams. Dams also very important. You believe or not, dam on the river Ganga. Okay, dam on the river Ganga, very dangerous dam. The loss of Uttaranchal, especially in Uttaranchal. Okay, so many people are disturbed. So that time one program, what is that program? Narmada Bachao. What is that one? Narmada Bachao program started, and because of that they stopped the dam. So people are against very high dams on the following grounds. What are those social aspects? We have to consider the what is that? Benefits to the people. Okay, what is the importance of the dam to the people or tribal people or the agriculture farmers? Any benefit is there, or they are cheating by the what do you call these dams? That land unnecessarily they are stealing from them. These all the things we have to check while constructing the dams. Economic aspects: enormous amount of money is spent in constructing very large dams and it does not provide proper benefits. So crores of rupees they will be keep on the dams, but if not giving benefit in the sense, that is useless. Next one, the environmental aspects. So construction of large dam contributes to deforestation. So that one also we have to check when constructing the dams. Okay, water harvesting. So water harvesting means you know very well, very important to save the water. That is our responsibility to save the water. Rainwater harvesting is the technique used to capture and store rainwater for future use. So there will be different areas. The water harvesting is there in old age concepts in India. For example, the water harvesting, what you called structures are there. Khadins, okay, what you called khadins, okay, nadis, tanks, bandaras, tals, bundis, okay, ahars, pines, kulas, ponds, okay, surugunas. In Tamil Nadu, what we call the water harvesting centers or water harvesting place structures in Tamil Nadu, what we will be called, this is called surangams. What do you called? Surangams in, okay, sorry, kattas and karna eris in Tamil Nadu, what you called eris, surangams in the Kerala. So these all are places where the water harvesting centers are there. So these all are very useful for the preserving or conserving the water, So next, another important point to discuss about is fossil fuels. So you know very well, fossil fuels are non-renewable resources. So we should have to protect these fossil fuels, carbon, what you call petroleum, diesel, and kerosene, such kind of fossil fuels. So how to, we should not use in waste. We should not waste the fossil fuels. Why? Because it's a very useful non-renewable resources. So you believe or not, if you use regularly without considering, if you waste in the sense within 200 years, we will lose everything and we will be struggle a lot. So that's why methods of conservation and even carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide also will be increased if you use indiscriminately. So that's why the methods of conservation of fossil fuels, what you have to do, CNG, compressed natural gas. In Delhi, what is going on? Compressed natural gas, and the technique should be recovered by maximum fossil fuel in the lies in the deep mines and wells. So we have to use the deep mines and wells for proper getting of the fossil fuels, and over consumption of oil in automobiles should be checked. So in automobiles, best engines we have to use, because already continuous used means they will be, the automobiles will use the more amount of oil. So that's why the automobiles engine should have to check to consider the fossil fuels. Next, sustainable management. Sustainable management means what? management of available resources and development of new techniques for the exploitation of natural resources to meet the changing human needs. Okay, so we should use all the things, all the new sources in a systematic manner. So that is only called and improving the quality of environment and conserving the nature resources. So what is a sustainable management? For improving the quality of the nature and conserve the natural resources will be there. So for the proper use of natural resources important. Okay, what you call this, all are the things if you do, creating job opportunities for the better usage of the natural resources, industrialization we should have to stop. These all the things we have to do in the sense we can save the our natural resources. Okay, so next important thing is the sustainable management according to the World Commission or Environment and Development. This is a must and should our resources should have to give the next generations. So the main social economic progress while protecting and enhancing the environment is main agenda of the sustainable management. That's why what we have to do 3R techniques. What is that? Reduce, reuse, recycle methods we have to follow to improve our what you call the water resources. What you call reduce, reuse, recycle methods we should have to follow for what you call proper management of natural resources. Okay children, these are all the things we should have to remember. So what we discussed: forest resources, deforestation, stakeholders, okay, and conservation of forests, and Chipko movement, and wildlife resources, and water resources, and problems of the dams, and water conservation, water harvesting, kadins, budis, bundis, ponds, surangams, okay, like that, and sustainable managements, controlling of fossil usage. All things are very useful for us.